Adventure, an undertaking of unusual, questionable, or even hazardous nature, to expose oneself to danger or risk, and yet to proceed. To dare to do something even in the face of unforeseen events. In a spiritual sense, courage or boldness. A remarkable, noteworthy event in one's life. The events leading to this decision will be explained in due time. But in summary, do I hate my job? No. Am I bored? Not really. Am I making a huge mistake? Maybe. But in an attempt to start this new chapter in life on the right foot, I decided to spend a week in Missouri on the famed Katy Trail. Leaving Delaware, passing through Maryland, Pennsylvania, West Virginia, Ohio, Indiana. Yeah, sleeping in the Hotel Sienna for one night.
Morning.
Then Illinois, and finally St. Louis, Missouri, 14 hours of driving later. I caught Amtrak's Missouri River Runner to cross the state just short of Kansas City, in the town of Warrensburg. And here is where the biking begins.
That sign said 24 miles about 2 miles ago. No complaints. US 50. There you go. That's a road I would like to ride coast to coast. Alright, why did I think this was going to be flat? Shoulder, jeez. There you go. This sucks. Oh my goodness, is this a mirage? Wow. All right. Well, usually I take the camera off and have a little conversation, but not today. Shoulder is too narrow. Wow. That road is not built for cyclists. Incredible. Anyway, something else that probably hasn't been picked up is it's 92 degrees out. Last week in Delaware we had a high of like 60. Wow. I got all my complaining out for today, so I don't get any more for the week. Amtrak was awesome, wonderful, as usual. But yeah, last 25 miles, I'll be honest, not fun. Not fun at all. All right, we got 4 more to Clinton. And there we go, the start, which I'm going to begin tomorrow. All right, well, good morning from the beautiful Clinton Community Center. Thank you, all you kind people, for a restful night's sleep and use of the facilities this morning. How nice. Gonna take off. Hey, there's a water tower. That's a great way to start the day. A great caboose. All right, let the reading of all the signage begin. There's a lot. All right, I don't know if I'm breaking protocol, but I'm gonna ring this bell as a start to the ride. All right, let's start the history trivia right away. So I just read that sign. A little interesting point. Clinton is named after, or in honor of, DeWitt Clinton, which, if you recall, well, it was almost a year ago today, I was riding the Erie Canal Trail. DeWitt Clinton was the primary driver behind the Erie Canal. So don't ask me why a little town in Missouri is named after him, but it is. So good for DeWitt. Okay, so last night was incredibly hot. At 10 o'clock it was still 82 degrees. I was just sweltering in the tent. I kind of passed out after a while because I was really tired. I want to say about 1 o'clock in the morning, there was a major storm, like big time rains. And then the temps came down, and it's about 65 right now. Very pleasant. Of course, it's early. It's only 7:20, so getting an early start today. But gosh, I'm looking forward to this. I've wanted to be on this trail literally for, I don't know, 3 years now. So yeah, fantastic. I had some clinking and clanking going on. I stopped to fix it at a little pull-off parking lot. And if you're wondering, this one trail, this one bike tire tread, she said, there's a biker about 10 minutes ahead of you. So there you go. There's one lone soul out here this morning ahead of me. I apologize. I realized I didn't do where I'm headed today. What's my goal? All right, so day one, I am riding from Clinton to Point Pilot. Is that right? That doesn't sound right. Well, that's what I'm going with. Point Pilot. It is 60 miles. And little, believe it or not, little uphill. A little bit of elevation gain. Doesn't feel like it, but all right, while I'm at it, why don't we throw in some Katy historical facts. So how did the Katy come to pass? Well, the KT stood for Kansas-Texas Rail Line, or the Missouri-Kansas-Texas Rail Line. And you know, it served its purpose, a very extensive rail line. And then sometime in the 80s, they finally decommissioned it, and like a lot of rail lines, just sat crumbling. So the son of the founder of Edward Jones, if you're familiar with Edward Jones, the financial institution, Ted, Ted was a cyclist and went up to, I believe it was Wisconsin, and rode on a rail trail, converted rail trail, and thought, wow, we got to bring this back to Missouri. So he led the charge to get this converted, put his money where his mouth was, donated a lot of his own money. Good for him. Hey, we need more of that in this world. And 6 months before he passed away, got to see the opening of Katy Trail State Park, upon which my wheels are gliding over right now. So estimates, I don't know what to say. I've seen so many mileage estimates. The sign back there said 264 miles, but I don't think it ends at mile 0. I think it ends at like mile 20, if that makes sense. So let's just go with, like, how about 250 miles? That's probably wrong, but there you go. Pristine, I can tell you that already. Absolutely fantastic. By the way, I brought a card with me, a little mini thesaurus, because I'm not going to say absolutely gorgeous on this trail. I'm going to come up with other words. Many of you pointed out that I said that about 1,000,000 times during my ride in Florida. And you're right. Weather was gorgeous, beach gorgeous. Oh, it's absolutely gorgeous.
Absolutely gorgeous. Just absolutely gorgeous.
What a gorgeous area. Of course, it's gorgeous here too. All right, let's get to it. Kind of happy to see that sun coming out, because it was getting kind of ominous there for a while. It got dark. Clouds were brewing. Felt like it was gonna dump, but there's no forecast for rain. Well, not until later today, but anyway, thank goodness for the sun. All right, a couple cool things about Windsor. Well, I just took a picture of one of them. So there's a spur that goes almost all the way to Kansas City. I think it stops in a place called Pleasant Hill, if I'm not mistaken. And you can ride that way rather than going down to Clinton, and then you meet up with the trail here in Windsor. After the experience I had on the road yesterday, I would recommend that. Maybe next time. So, well, Windsor had another name. It was called Belmont, and then after they named it Belmont, they discovered there was already a Belmont. So they named it Windsor in honor of where the royal family lives. By the way, I'm headed to Pilot Grove. God only knows why I called it Point Pilot this morning. Pilot Grove. No offense to the fine people there. I'll see you in just a little while. A lot of rabbits out here. This is the first two I was able to catch. There's a ton. If you look up the side, you can see another one up there. Well, if you get good eyes. Ah, that's not a rabbit, that's a bird. Now it's a rabbit, there he is. There you go. Highest point on the trail, 955 feet. Green Ridge. How you doing? You know, GoPro, in addition to having a stabilization feature, it has a feature that removes hills. I've gone up the sides of like major hills, turn on my GoPro, and it looks like I'm out, you know, having a picnic. Anyway, the reason I bring that up, one thing about this trail so far is it's got some grades. Nothing terrible, but you know, you're humming along at 13, 14 miles an hour, and all of a sudden you're going 9. And there's a clear grade here, which actually I like. It's nice. Gives your legs a little change every now and then. But yeah, well, there you go. Sedalia. I'm gonna find some lunch somewhere. Wow, look at this. Oh my gosh, super cool. Wow. lot of history to take in. Those posters are cool. If nobody else stops and reads them, listen, I'm going to. So that town, Clifton City, I mean, when I pulled in there, my watch went 50 miles, bloop. And that's what a railroad city is. The railroads wanted to have cities every 10 miles. How you doing? And so they put these cities like that one after they started laying the track, because they needed a town every 10 miles for supplies and water and whatnot. So guess what's in 10 miles? Pilot Grove, which is where I'm stopping for the day. Did I already say that Jesse and Frank James use this area as a hideout? If I already said that, I'll cut it. Right around here. All right, there's some cyclists up there. What do you know? That's the first cyclist, excuse me, that I have seen all day long. All right. Awesome. All right, good morning. Just left Pilot Grove. Had a relaxing night there, staying in the city park, which was actually really nice. It was quiet. They had two little pavilions I slept under because there was a little chance of rain last night, but there was no rain, and it was just quiet. The only bummer, it was next to a pool, and the pool's yet to open for the year. I was kind of looking forward to being able to clean off a little bit. I'm going 4 days without a shower. 4 days without a shower. That's pretty gross. I've been using baby wipes. They can only do so much, you know what I'm saying? Today's gonna be a little shorter day. I'm headed to I think it's called Easley, to the Cooper's Landing Campground, which I have heard all sorts of things about. Looking forward to that. What a day. All I gotta do today, it's Tuesday. All I have to do on Tuesday is ride somewhere around 40 miles and enjoy this beautiful trail. How blessed I am today. You know, I was just reflecting on small towns, small town America. Yesterday, after I set up my tent, was just relaxing. 3 different people came to talk to me yesterday. People just people walking around from the town. How you doing? Where are you from? Where are you going? Yeah, the trail's beautiful. Oh, I walk on the trail all the time. Well, I hope you're having a good day. Suggesting a place to go get something to eat. Well, there was only one place to suggest because it was only one place open. Thank you, Casey's. Anyway, I love that about small town America. I used to spend my summers in a small town in Kentucky where my mother was from. And you know, that friendliness, we need more of that in this world. All right, here's 70. Wow, what do you know? All right, the word for the day today is resplendent. I'm trying to expand my vocabulary, as you know. Resplendent. This trail is resplendent with beautiful landscapes. I dabble in art periodically, and I can't tell you how many times a view, a landscape has caught my attention. I thought, man, I wish I had some of my art supplies and I could just sit and take in the beauty. All right, I think I'm on the outskirts of Boonville. I'm gonna stop and have a little breakfast, a legit breakfast. Last night I had some Casey's pizza. And I'll tell you, it smelled good, looked good, even tasted good. But that's a colon cleanser. That's got nothing on Taco Bell's value box, all right? I'm just saying, no offense to the people who made it. That's no way to be talking on a Tuesday morning. I apologize. Ah, looks like there's a station over there too. Wow, look at that cool structure. Beautiful. Excited about the view here. Yesterday was rabbit day. I saw about a dozen rabbits. I've seen at least a half dozen turtles already today. Why are my spider senses tingling right now? The spider senses are saying I'm going the wrong way. Am I going the wrong way? thought we were going to go the opposite direction. All right, I stopped back there to read some signs. Surprise, surprise. And oh, there's a lot going on in this little area right here. So this is around Franklin, and obviously Lewis and Clark made their way up the Missouri River on their famous Lewis and Clark expedition back in the early 1800s, or right around the turn of the 1800s. But Franklin is also the start of the Santa Fe Trail, which, you know, if you're not familiar with that, I remember reading about it years ago. It's another one of those things. You know, if you study American history, the reality is our history is based on little things that almost seem inconsequential, but without them, the country would be totally different. Like the Erie Canal, which I've talked about a million times. Without the Erie Canal, there's no United States. Well, okay, Santa Fe Trail. Without the Santa Fe Trail, we would have had very, very limited connection with the Western United States. Well, Western part of North America, let me say that. And it all started right here. Santa Fe Trail. The specific place I'm going is called Cooper's Landing. And every time I mention I'm going to Cooper's Landing, they raise their eyebrow. I just say, oh, I don't know what I'm getting myself into. Someone described it as eclectic. Someone else said it is the Woodstock of Missouri. That's pretty serious words right there. So it's a light day today. It's only about 40 miles. I read that they have cold beer. So, you know, we all have those things at the end of our rainbow. Hold the presses. Rough surface. Okay. All right, rough surfaces. Brought to you by kind people, Missouri State Park System. Thank you so much. All right, can you see it? Can you see them back there? That was awesome. There's about 8 Amish ladies, all on bikes Smiling, enjoying the day. 8 Amish Ladies. That should be the name of a rock band. A good beer. What else? Anyway, there you go. Smiling. Awesome. Okay, what have we here? Wow, what we have is a heck of a tunnel. Wow. And look at that. How you doing? Of course. Rocheport. Yes, yes, the tunnel. Silly me. I read about that. Man, that was loud. Hi. How you doing? All right, how you doing? Good, how are you? Good. That doesn't work for me. I've seen a lot more cyclists out today, a lot more, like groups. It's awesome. All right, there's a spur to Columbia. All right, cool. Not today, but cool. Okay, I read last night that there are 30 trestle bridges on this trail. I don't know how many I've gone over so far, but I think there's many, many more to go. How you doing? All right, what does that say? McBain. McBain, wasn't that a character on Futurama? A detective, McBain. You want to know how to spend a good half hour in life? Pull up to a stop. I end up talking to those people for a half hour or more. Wait, it's been more, I think. Great stories. Good tips, great stories. All right, one quick story. One of the ladies there was a historian, and seeing as I have like the reading comprehension of like a first grader, you know, I tend to latch on to little factoids. So she claims there is a person who was president of the United States for one day. I have never heard this. I'm gonna do some research and I'm gonna put it in the video right now. one more thing. You know, bike touring, bike packing's awesome. It's just awesome. But you want to know how to make it even more awesome? Stop and talk to people. Stop and meet people. It's the best part. Well, in addition to riding your bike. But, you know, I've just never failed to stop and like meet someone and find something interesting. Learn something interesting. So, there's a big tall guy back there. His name was, I think his name was Will. Will gave me an overview of his e-bike. It's awesome. I've always wanted to learn about e-bikes. I really don't know anything about them. And he's got a cool one. And had all kinds of readouts. And that was very cool. So thank you, Will. Thanks for the good conversation, my friend. It's awesome. All right, we've gone from rabbits to turtles to snakes. Seen a dozen or so snakes on the trail. Little ones, little baby snakes. They must be lost. Their mothers are off to the side saying, don't go up on that trail, and they're doing it anyway. I've not run over any of them. I've gone around them, but there's quite a few. Okay, somebody else just, I forgot, told me that there is a landmark up here called BOATHENGE. That sounds like that's pretty amazing. Okay, so I'm just building a little anticipation, a little excitement. BOATHENGE. How you doing? How you doing? Hi. How you doing? Oh, what do you know? This is it. Here it is. There's a lot of kids here. Wait, did I say that as if it was a negative? That's not a negative. I love kids. I got two of them myself. I just stopped for the day at Cooper's Landing Campground, and a person there said, have you seen BOATHENGE? I'm just going to go on the record that my life is better now having seen that. All right, good morning. Beautiful Wednesday, Saturday, Sunday. Yes, Wednesday morning. Wow, great night last night. The Cooper's Landing Campground. I totally dig their vibe. Awesome. Super friendly people. Absolutely accommodating. Which makes me scratch my head. Why people wrote such negative reviews. I mean, they were all positive reviews too, but makes me wonder what people think they're getting into when they go to a campground. Yeah, if you're expecting a big plot of land and a high linen count, don't stay at campgrounds. This is a small campground. It is right alongside the Missouri River. Beautiful views. They described this place as eclectic. One person online even said bohemian. Okay, whatever that means. Yeah, they had a stage and open mic, and last night they had square dancing. But little plots, and they're, you know, yeah, you're gonna be up next to somebody's tent if they're next to you, you know? I don't know, whatever, privacy I guess people are looking for, but gave me a chance to meet some people. I met a guy from the UK who buzzed in, looked exhausted. He had a 70-mile day. Met a couple guys from Wisconsin. I think I'm gonna see them tonight because we're headed to the same campground. Oh yeah, so the plan today is to go from there up here 50 miles. Cooper's Landing to, I don't know the name of the campground. That was informative. Yeah, and then I met the nicest couple from Alaska. And they come down and, morning! They come down and bike together and hit a bunch of trails. He's a maniac. This guy's, it's funny, I asked him if you want to go cycling in Alaska, what do you recommend? And I was expecting him to say, well, you know, summer's narrow window, you know, so, and he's like, well, best time is middle of winter because the rivers and the lakes are frozen over, and then, you know, you can just ride right over them. That wasn't what I was expecting to hear. And I can tell my wife is sensing a disturbance in the forest and probably groaning right now that I met this guy. Anyway, super sweet couple. Said it before, best part of bike touring. Meeting people, hearing their story, just love it. All right, enough talk. Let's get to ride. So I understand there is a bit of tension. Maybe that's too strong of a word. There's a bit of tension about how you pronounce the name of this fine state. And I'm going to get to the bottom of it.
Missouri.
Okay, everybody, I'm back in the Ride Along Adventures Command Center, as you can see here. So, spoiler alert, I survived the trip, in case you thought I might not. I just fed this massive data set into the supercomputer Bicus, Bryan's incredible computer for useless statistics. What data, you ask? Well, it all began back in Clinton. I was having breakfast at a McDonald's. In fact, I got the receipt right here. Bacon, egg, and cheese McGriddle and OJ. Anyway, there was an older couple at the table next to me, and when they saw my bike helmet, they asked, "Where are you headed?" And I said, "Ultimately to St. Louis." And the gentleman said, "Oh, so you're going to bike all the way across Missourah?" I said, "Come again?" And he repeated it, Missourah. And I said, "Listen, I mean no disrespect to you, but I have never heard that in my entire life." And so he and his wife laughed, and they said, "Look, that's the way it's pronounced. Ask around." So I did just that. As I journeyed across Missourah, I asked a whopping 17 people.
In fact, for some reason, I did the analysis on the back of the receipt. The results, 50-50. Now, a person in Sedalia said that they thought this was an east-west thing, like Kansas City versus St. Louis. But according to the data, this is still really 50-50. That same couple in Clinton said it was more of like a born and raised in Missouri versus not. And the data set sort of supports this because 100% of the people who pronounced it Missourah were from Missouri, while only 2 people, or 20% of the people who said Missouri, were from the state originally. Third point, 29%, or 5 of the people, said Missouri on camera.
Missouri.
I pronounce it Missouri as well.
All right.
But then they changed their answer when the camera was turned off. So I stopped filming and I just asked people. For the record, that couple stuck with Missouri and the lady was from Texas. There you go. Use this information however you wish. I've got to get back to more useless data analysis.
Well, I was hoping to find some breakfast, but Hartsburg is still asleep, I think. A beautiful little town. All right, next town. Good morning. So, small town America. Stopped to talk to a little lady alongside the road. She was tending to her garden, and I asked her, I said, hey, is there anything open in Hartsville? I was hoping to get some breakfast. And she said, well, if you want to come over here, I'll make you a cup of coffee. Here's the welcoming committee. Hey. Morning. Hey. This is interesting. Are these birds? Yes. Or are these bats? They're birds. You can see the nests. Oh, there's all kinds of nests. Look at, gosh, there's no way this camera's gonna see it. Look at this dome in the distance. Is that Jefferson City? Maybe I'm headed, maybe I'm closer than I thought. discovered that Missouri is a waiver state. Everybody I've waved at has waved back. 100%. Good for you, Missouri. You know, I could be wrong, but today has felt a lot more remote. You know, I was gonna stop and get breakfast a long time ago, and I couldn't find any place that was open. Then I couldn't find any place, and now I don't know. There's nothing around. And I'm kind of hungry. Oh well, hey, it's beautiful countryside. Lovely. It's lovely countryside. Beautiful, lovely farmland. At least I'm not saying it's absolutely gorgeous, but it is. All right, is this something up here? I keep thinking I'm gonna come around the corner. There's gonna be a Quickie Mart, diner, something. All right, there's houses and all kinds of stuff. There's got to be something. Oh, this is, what does that sign say? Tebbets. Tebbets. And there's that symbol with the plate, knife, and fork. Thank you, Tebbets. All right. Hungry? Yes, I am. I am hungry. Call or text, place your order, they will run food. Here, I'm gonna test this. Oh, bummer. Voicemail. Bummer. I dug down deep into my bag. Better than a filet mignon. Tibbets. Another sign about Jesse James. All right, if all else fails, there's another little town up here called Machens. And they've got a Dollar General, if nothing else. No vehicles on bridge. This is a bicycle. It's not a vehicle. I think it's a vehicle. All right, you know those apocalyptic movies where, you know, end of mankind, everybody's gone. You're out in the middle of nowhere. Yeah. Yes. Cocaine. Looking mighty quiet. What is this little thing? I found out this is where they lock up people that complain about not being able to get food. All right, where are you? I saw a sign for Dollar General. All right, I had my map zoomed out pretty far. It's further than I thought. I was just gonna say forget it, but I just looked down and realized I hit a bump a while back and I lost my Gatorade. So I'm committed. All right, one important question. I don't know that I've ever been to a Dollar General. First for everything. Hey, you can buy a pool. Thank you, Dollar General. All right, I'm not proud of what I just ate. I'm not even gonna say on camera what I just ate. But when you're hungry, what Dollar General offers is pretty much what you're looking for. That'd be a great motto. That little jail I saw, the person who was commissioned to build that jail became publicly intoxicated, arrested, and became the first resident of that jail. Hallelujah. Portland. I guess that's where I'm staying, right up there on the hill. Yes, it is. River's Edge Campground. Did I say I was stopping? I didn't say I was stopping. Wait, erase that. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, I can't. I just can't. Yeah, so my original plans were to go on to Hermann. And that is what I am going to do. As I understand, great German food. And that's where I'm going. Okay, to add to the wild kingdomness of this trip, I didn't want to stop and take a picture of it. That would not have been nice, but there was an armadillo. He was dead. Sorry.
He's dead, Chuck.
He was dead. An armadillo. I stopped and looked at him. I'm sorry, I know it's gross, but you know, like his whole scaly back, and I didn't know there were armadilli around here. What if he was lost? These bluffs are really incredible. There's a little town up here called Bluffton. Wonder where it got its name. Alright, this area is called Rhineland. Where am I? Okay. The trail's just, you know, it just changed. It's alright. I've been noticing from a lot of signs, there's a lot of German immigrants that settled these parts. Yeah, why? Well, my family tree immigrated to the US early 1900s, and many of them came to Missouri. My brother's really into genealogy, so that's how I know. Good morning. Happy Thursday. What a great day yesterday. Oh my gosh. The ride was splendid. And well, you know, I went 20 miles more than I expected, or I planned. Long story, not gonna get into it. But anyway, I rode on to the town of Hermann, or Hermann, and I literally just typed into my phone, places to stay. I chose the first place, I called it. They had a room left, which I snapped up. Not sure what to expect. The Hermann Crown Suites. I give that 10 out of 10. I mean, literally 10 out of 10. 10 stars. Place had a lot of character and charm. Super friendly staff, really friendly. And you can see it's a place that they put a lot of care and attention to. I just, you know, I don't care. If you followed any of these videos, you know I'm not picky about where I stay. I just really love when people add that extra touch, you know? Keep it clean. Have interesting artwork. You know, they're nice. People that talk and, you know, whatever. All right, great room. Beautiful hotel. They had a speakeasy in the basement, which was just incredibly cool. And a beer garden out and back that had a grill, live music. All right, 10 stars. I guess if I was doing 5 stars out of 5, I'd give it 5 stars. But I'm expanding the range. It's 10 out of 10. So, having gone 70 miles yesterday, sorry, a truck just totally pulled in front of me. Jeez. I had the right of way. Oh well. Hey, have a good day, buddy. Where was I? Yeah, okay, so 70 miles yesterday means I'm just gonna have a shorter day today. 40 miles to Defiance, Missouri. I'm going to defy the odds and get to Defiance tonight so that I can be defiant against whatever I need to be defiant about. I better stop while I'm ahead. All right, let's get to it. All right, I'm back onto the trail. You can see those clouds brewing in the background there. I think we got some rain coming. Hey, why didn't he stop and help that guy? All right, 2 reasons. I almost always stop and help people who are alongside the trail. I have given away at least a dozen inner tubes that I carry just because, well, I don't know. I rarely flat, and especially if I get towards the end of a ride, well, I start giving stuff like that away. Anyway, he is less than a quarter mile from the trailhead. And third, he was still smiling, so I don't mean to be cold and heartless. That's my thought process. I did wave to him. One footnote, nestled into these beautiful farms are a lot of wineries. If you're into wine, they got you covered here. At the hotel last night, I'm not much of a wine drinker, but when in Rome, or when in Hermann, I thought I'd have a glass of wine. And I made the mistake of saying, hey, what's local? That's what I always ask about beer. And of course, the 4 people that were sitting there erupted in laughter because just about everything they had was local. And as far as wines go, it was sublime. That's as much as I know about wine. It could have been smoky with overtones of charcoal and smashed armadillo. I saw another smashed armadillo on the trail today. I wouldn't take a picture of him, but I think they're armadillos. Anyway, good wine, that was the point. Sublime. In my thesaurus search today, I discovered that sublime is both an adjective and a noun. I have never used sublime as a noun, but it is. I probably haven't been mentioning it, but along this trail there are lots and lots of signs about Lewis and Clark and their expedition. Tons. And it's mostly because they kept such detailed notes of their expeditions. I decided I'm gonna go back and read their journals. But I mean, you know, it's pretty cool to stop and take it in. They camped here, they were in this place, and well, big history. All right, speaking of which, in summary, they stayed here on March 26th, 1802, 1803. They said they camped on an island that's no longer here. Banks of the Missouri, I guess like most rivers, change significantly over time. Anyway, two interesting things on that little plaque. It said they traveled about 12 miles a day, which was considered a good day. And I didn't know this. They had, obviously, groups on keelboats going up the river, but they also had a group on land whose primary role was to hunt game, which was their main diet. So I didn't know that. Now you do too. I just met well, no, I've been riding along playing hopscotch with a group of 4 ladies that you know, you're riding along, you leave the same day, you kind of do the same mileage. And I didn't see him yesterday, and I was like, oh, bummer. It turns out we stayed at the same place last night. I thought I recognized one of the women in the little dining area this morning, but I wasn't sure. And anyway, that's one of the fun things on a trip is, you know, people do whatever 40, 60 miles a day, something like that, so you know, you run into people. So anyway, hope they have a good trip. Here goes a half hour. Oh, they're taking off? Yeah, they're taking off. Well, I might talk with them anyway. I think I'm finally going to get some rain. I've been really, really fortunate. It's either gone like north or south of where I've been. But you can see it's really dumping out there. And the wind's coming right here, so I don't know where my rain jacket is, but it's almost 80 degrees. I don't think I'm gonna need it.
music. Katy tells music magic. All original hits, original stars.
I wanna know, have you ever seen the rain coming down sunny day? I'm never gonna stop the rain by complaining, because I'm free. Something, something, I don't know the words to this song. Stormy weather, it never rains in misery. Girl, don't they warn you? It pours, man, it pours. I sure could use a short vacation, but it don't look like rain. Purple rain. And that's as much as I know.
Unbelievable new album, all original stars. $5.99 from K-Tel. Tape or cassette, $7.99.
Enjoy some shelter for a bit. I think I'm going to keep going. Where are we at? Marthasville. So, Marthasville, two claim to fame. One is it claims to be the oldest stop on the Katy Railroad line. It also is the final resting place of Daniel Boone. Alright, that's weird. I just got stopped, put my hand on the trail, totally dry. So that was about, I don't know, about 45 minutes of rain. It's all back there. None up here. Guts out. Guts out. You know what's great for drying off after a storm? A good 10 to 15 mile an hour headwind.
Please, no! No! In the music, Katy tells music magic. All original hits, original stars.
Against the wind, you're riding against the wind. Against the wind, you're riding against the wind now. Against the wind, you're running against the wind. Against the wind. Against the wind. Let the cowboys ride. Against the wind. Did I say something about riding in the wind? Alright, hey, pass the time. Let's talk about bikes we owned. This is the question of the day. My first bike I remember was a little bike with training wheels. It was purple because I loved purple. What was the name of that book? Something Arnold Harold and the Purple Crayon. That book was written for me. And then I think I was about 10. I got a Sears bike. I think it was a 10-speed, or maybe it was an 8-speed. There was a such thing. It was called a Free Spirit. And the reason I think I was 10 is that was the bicentennial year, and I rode it in a parade, and it was already red, white, and blue, so I didn't have to do any decorating. And then I got a, gosh, what was that bike? I think I was probably 15 or 16. It was a Huffy, and it was called, I want to say, The Wind. All the commercials were, if you remember that song, Ride Like the Wind or Run Like the Wind. What was that guy's name? Christopher Cross. Oh, they still play it. I got that bike, aqua blue, and didn't have handlebar tape, had handlebar foam like a pool noodle. Neon blue. That was an awesome bike. I think that was a 10-speed. I don't know. What about you? What was your first bike? What was the first bike that got you thinking, I want to ride. I want to be out there. By the way, I'm going to spare you, but the lyrics to that song, if you can tell, they are seriously going through my head right now. I'm not going to sing it. Done enough singing. But that song's got me, well, wanting to ride like the wind. There you go. All right, one last thing. My brothers both had matching Schwinn Stingrays with banana seats, and I was so envious. By the time I got riding, I don't know, they weren't around anymore. Anybody have a Stingray with a banana seat? Those are the old ones. I'm talking about the old ones. They did a new one. It just doesn't, it's not the same. Not the same. How you doing? The Miss Augusta. That's a nice looking boat. It's a nice looking boat. Matson. What do you know? That's 40 miles even. Those guys just silently came up behind me. I jumped out of my skin. Oh, so hey, that plaque back there claims that Daniel Boone's sons dug up their remains, he and his wife's remains, and moved them to Frankfort, Kentucky. People in Marthasville, they don't believe that. Yes, Defiance. That's a great ride today. Man, a little something, a little bit of everything. Got some weather. Met some interesting people. Good food. What more can you ask for? All right. What I can ask for is, where the heck am I staying? Good Friday morning. It is super pleasant out this morning. About 72 degrees. It rained a lot last night. It started about, I don't know, 8 o'clock. And it rained most of the night, pretty heavy at a few points, but I guess they said it's been so dry out here. I mean, the trail's like, I don't think you could even tell it rained. Anyway, today, gonna go through to the end at Machens. That's how somebody told me to pronounce it, Machens. And I think it's about 35 miles. And then I'm gonna head south and ride down to St. Louis, where I'm gonna end the day today. Great day, afternoon yesterday. Went to Good News Brewing. I don't know what to say. Fantastic beer. Super, super nice people. I had a pizza, I can't remember the name of it, that was fantastic. Good night's rest. Ready for a great day. So last night I was sitting out on a little deck at this place I was staying, and I watched some cyclists go back and forth on the trail, and I started thinking to myself, how would you explain this to aliens? Not alien, the nice aliens, the kind that, you know, pull pranks with cows and do artwork in a cornfield. The nice ones, you know. I started thinking, you know, okay, hey, it's part of who we are as humans. We're naturally drawn to the beauty in the world around us, and we want to experience it. It's part of who we are to want to have adventure and to do things that, I don't know, push us out of our comfort zone. And I thought, maybe I'd open my bags and say, okay, hey, this thing here, this is a little shelter that I stay in each night, and here's a bag that I climb in and stay warm, and this little thing, it heats up hot water so I can make this incredibly wonderful beverage in the morning. Hey, by the way, Trader Joe's instant coffee. Listen, good for you, Trader Joe. As instant coffees go, that's not bad stuff. It's pretty good. All right, what was I talking about? Oh yeah, aliens. Yeah, well, whatever. It's hard to explain, and yet, what an awesome experience. There you go. That's all I wanted to say. More of those birds. The family arena. Check that out. St. Charles. Depot. Look at that train stop. That's awesome. Whenever I pass these places, I always wonder, is there a 1978 Oldsmobile Starfire in there? My first car. All right, that sign back there said that was the lowest point on the trail, 436 feet. Hey, look at that welcoming committee. Have you been waiting the whole time for me? Have you? I'm gonna stop and say hi. How you doing, buddy? How you doing? Thanks for coming out to say hi. That's so awesome. Person in that house came out and told me that that dog literally sits there all day and greets people, greets riders. What a great dog. I don't know if the video picked it up. It saw me and it just walked right out of the trail. And then when I left, it went back and went under that little awning, laid down. That's a good dog.
So after that awesome one-dog celebration and a rather stressful ride down to St. Louis, I put this trail in the books. With 4 years of anticipation, the Katy lived up to its remarkable reputation as a premier rail trail adventure. The beauty of the state and its people left me wanting to come back. Yeah, I'd do this trail again. As I understand it, plans are underway to extend the Rock Island Trail and create a nearly 400-mile loop. I'll definitely be back for that. If it felt like I was awfully quiet about the retirement decision, yeah, you're right. I planned the timing of this trip in order to have zero interruptions to ponder the future, and while I spent a lot of time thinking, often out loud on the trail, I can't say I've come to grips entirely with this change. All I know is that I've been hearing the call of the wild for several years, and I couldn't ignore it any longer. I've been up there for over 30 years, looking down, wondering what sort of world was there. What do people do? What do they think across the fruited plains? So I intend to exchange 350 miles an hour for a chill 10 to 15. Trade my luggage for panniers, cramped space for wide open terrain, the crackle of gravel over the whine of engines. I'm also totally open to advice. I've met so many retirees on the trails. I know there's good advice to be had, so please reach out if you care to share your own experiences. So what's next? Well, summer really hasn't even started yet, and the bike touring season is just underway. I'm thinking of the Erie Canal again, perhaps another Florida adventure. The 50th RAGBRAI is coming in July. If you're planning on doing this, I'd love to meet up and say hi. This is going to be my first time, so I'm really excited about the adventure. For now, farewell from the Katy, and as always, thanks for watching, and I hope to see you out there.
Yes, indeed.